The night was unusually cold, and the wind cut through the streets like a knife. Marcus Johnson, a young waiter at a small roadside diner, pulled his thin jacket tighter around his shoulders as he wiped down the counter one last time. The diner was quiet, save for the hum of the old refrigerator and the occasional sizzle from the kitchen. Marcus had been working there for nearly 2 years, struggling to make ends meet after the death of his mother left him entirely alone. Life had become a series of routines: work, eat, sleep, repeat, and the loneliness pressed heavily on him. As he glanced toward the window, Marcus noticed 2 small figures standing outside, huddled together against the biting wind. They were children, a boy and a girl, both wearing tattered coats and shoes so worn that the soles seemed barely attached. Their faces were pale, their eyes wide, staring at the diner as though mesmerized by the warmth and light within. Marcus felt a pang in his chest. He had seen hardship before, but there was something in their eyes that spoke of hunger, fear, and desperation far beyond what he had imagined. Without a second thought, Marcus opened the door and stepped outside. "Hey," he said gently, "are you two okay?" The boy shook his head silently while the girl clung to his sleeve, trembling. Marcus knelt down to their level and asked softly if they had eaten that day. The boy shook his head again. Their mother had passed away recently, he explained in a quiet voice, and they had no one else to turn to. Marcus's heart ached, but he didn't hesitate. He led them inside, brushing snow off the coats and seating them in a warm booth. He motioned for the cook to prepare 2 full meals: hot soup, fresh bread, and plates filled with eggs, bacon, and toast. He insisted on paying for it himself, even though his own wallet was nearly empty. Watching them eat, Marcus felt an unfamiliar warmth in his chest. They devoured every bite with hunger he had never seen, and the boy's eyes brightened slightly with each spoonful. When the children finished, Marcus wrapped the leftovers carefully in wax paper and placed a few coins in the boy's hand. He wrote the address of a nearby community shelter on a napkin, giving him a small map and directions. Then, he knelt down again, looking each child in the eyes. "Life is hard," he said softly, "but don't let it make you hard. One day, you'll have the chance to help someone else the way I helped you tonight." The girl hugged him tightly, and for a brief moment, the diner, the cold, and the hardships outside faded away. Then they were gone, disappearing into the night with the faint sound of their footsteps echoing down the empty street. Marcus watched them leave, feeling a mixture of sorrow and hope. He didn't know if he would ever see them again, but he knew he had done what he could. That night, as Marcus returned to cleaning the diner and closing up for the evening, he felt a quiet sense of fulfillment he hadn't felt in a long time. It wasn't heroism. It wasn't even recognition. It was simply the knowledge that, for a brief moment, he had made a difference in the lives of 2 children who had almost nothing. Little did he know that this single act of kindness would return to him in ways he could never have imagined, decades later, changing his life forever.